Okay, can everyone hear me okay still?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, so welcome to this workshop. It's kind of the first online workshop I've done so far. We've done some seminars, but this is the first kind of workshop in the sense of dealing with this topic specifically. So I hope you find it useful, and yeah, enjoy it. That's the main thing. So don't torture yourself, just enjoy it. So in terms of Ukemi work, we're actually going to do a lot of work that we tend to skip in the dojo, and we tend to go straight to the rolling practice. And actually there's a whole load of stuff, a whole load of material that is actually used in a kind of preparation for Ukemi work. And for me, that involves loosening the body, stretching the body, strengthening key areas of the body, and then actually working in terms of movement, natural body movements, and really just getting used to the ground itself, because we tend to be, as Western sedentary lifestyle people, we tend to have a kind of fear of the ground, especially now when a lot of people are starting Aikido in older years, and there tends to be a kind of inherent fear of the ground that is kind of lost over the years as we age. So a lot of the work is about first loosening the body, stretching, all these kind of things, and then actually just becoming friends with the ground again. And that involves a little bit going back to childhood movement patterns. So we'll look at that kind of in the second session. And then in the third session, we'll go to some of the more formal rolling patterns that we use specifically in Aikido. Okay, so we're going to start just with some loosening exercises. For those that have done classes with me before, you know these. The first line is a vertical line. So the first thing is, these are really loosening exercises, so keep the body free. You're just going to explore a vertical line that runs through the back of the body. And I just want you to explore it. So just first, very loose. Keep all the joints, everything free, open, relaxed. So try and release tension into the ground. So feel that you're raising up off the ground and then release it. And this is really for your own exploration. Just explore any kind of vertical movement. Bring the feet right off the ground and bounce into the ground. And just really get the body. This is kind of loosening and also kind of lubricating the joints. The joint should feel free. Good. Good. Okay, good. Now, in terms of lines of movement, what you're looking for in this case is what's known as the kind of superficial backline. It runs all the way through the body, so from underneath the feet all the way into the heel, up into the calf, kind of crosses at the back knee, and then comes all the way up to the gluteus, and then into the spinal column, all the way up into the back of the neck, and it passes through the crown of the head and into the brow. Now, in this case, what I want you to do is really feel that line of movement. So this is a kind of fascia connection. This is a line of connection that runs all the way through the back of the body. So what I want you to do is really feel that it's going to go into tension and then release it. So really feel as if it's taut and then start to release it. You really get a feel for this line that runs all the way through the body. And there's 2 points where this line, where the tension in it can be released. The first one's in the back of the knees. So you can release this line, you can feel by straightening the knees, stretching up through the knees, this line starts to tighten. And then as I release the back of the knees, the line starts to become loose. And the second part is the back of the head and the neck here. So you can feel by straightening up by pressing the back of the neck up and back. You'll feel the line starts to become straight. Start to create tension, a kind of natural tension. And then you can release that by also dropping the neck forwards and backwards. Two places where this line can be loosened, basically. So just explore this line. Also really explore coming up through the toes, sinking down. You can also roll back so that you're just on the heel. Just really explore this movement. Good. That's it. Good. Okay, nice. Good. Okay, the next direction is kind of frontal direction. So this is front and back. And in this case, you're going to really wave the body forwards and backwards. So now you're really starting to use the toes and back out, crawl through. In this case, you can explore, I want you to explore the movement coming from the chest, from this kind of thoracic part of the spine. And I want you to really feel that it comes in and out this way. And again, explore with the feet. You can keep the feet firmly on the ground and just waving through the body. Or you can start to play with the feet coming in and out. So the toes and the heels leaving the ground. And just explore now a frontal direction. Keep the arms loose. So don't really do anything with the arms. Just let them follow the body. Yeah, good. That's it. So front, back, just really explore it. Good. That's it. Super. Nice. Good. Okay, and the frontal line is going to run from the top of the toes all the way up through the foot, again up through the shins, into the knees, up here. It runs all the way up into the body here, and then up either side of the neck. And this runs right up into the neck, into the base of the skull. And this line is also for balancing the back line. So the front line and the back line working together to support each other. In this case, see if you can quieten the back line and just try and emphasize the front line of the body. So this line's really to do with flexion of the torso and balancing the back line of the body. Just explore. And again, especially the neck region, this is one area where the line can be tightened or loosened. So really explore the head. That's it. Yeah, good. 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 And once you've got a feel for this, really explore like a wave that runs through the top of the body. Imagine all the way from the top of the head to the nose, to the lips, to the chin, to the throat, to the chest, all the way into this part here, into the hips, into the thighs, into the knees, shins, and then into the toes. And really just explore a kind of wave that passes through the body this way. This is right in the front of the body. Put all your attention just in the front part of the body. And this is best done with a wall. So if you can either imagine a wall, or if you've got a wall next to you, do this with a wall, where you can really have the feeling of pressing the forehead into the wall, the nose, the lips, the chin, the throat, the chest, the stomach, the hips, the thighs, the knees, and then you just wave the contact through the body this way. If you've got a wall, try this. This is a great exercise for loosening the body. Just explore this direction. Good. That's it. Nice. Good. Great. Good. Okay, next direction. This one's the lateral line. So running all the way down the sides of the body. And in this case, the movement you're going to do is just side to side. This is like swaying side to side. And with the arms, again, just keep them loose. Just get a feel for this line. Side to side. Try, in this case, avoid doing rotation movements yet. So don't yet go into rotations. You're just going to go side to side. So totally lateral movement. Way. Allow the arms to kind of drag the body out this way. And just start by establishing this kind of line. In this case, the line runs through the side of the foot, all the way up. See where my ASIC stripes are, all the way up this line here, and then it's going to zigzag across into the rib cage, and then it goes up into the head. And also this one line goes into the arms. But for now, don't worry about the arms, just the body the side of the body. So really try and shift your awareness now to the side. And again, this is a kind of stabilizing line. This is for stabilizing the front and the back line, but also it goes into flexion at the side of the body. So it deals with stabilizing front, back, but also now flexion. So just explore a little bit loosely this kind of flexion from the hips. Yes, sweat. In this case, try and avoid, again, rotational movements. Just go to kind of flexion, like a side bend. Good. In terms of the feet, I want you to really explore the edges of the feet. So now you're working really in the blades of the foot, inside and outside. So you can explore this in lots of ways, keeping one foot down and just exploring one foot. Or you can do this with both. You're really going to go into the blades, inside, outside of the foot. So really on the edge of the feet. That's it. Good. 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 Yes.
Right. Good, good, good. And that's it, that's it, that's it.
Okay, good. So the next direction is a rotational direction. It's the movement we're most used to in Aikido. So in this case, working this way, just with a rotation. Start this very small, very lightly. The arms, really no tension at all. Just let them stick to the body and then come out from the body. So you're really now working in rotations. In this case, use the head as the kind of director. So look where you're going with the rotation. Just follow the top of the head. This way. You just start to increase the rotation as you do it. Just keep it loose. Just exploring rotational movements through the body. Good.
That's it, great. Good.
Okay, in terms of line work or connection line work, this one's really a spiral line. So this is why we use it so much in Aikido. Everything's based on spirals. In this case, it's going to run from the foot all the way up here, and then it basically crisscrosses across. So running through both feet, crisscrosses across the abdomen here, and then wraps around underneath the arms, passes through into the back, and then wraps all the way back down. So in this case, if you think like a helix or a spiral, this line of connection runs all the way through, wraps up through the legs, passes through the stomach area into the shoulders, and then wraps all the way back around. So in this case, I want you to really feel a line that, like if you can imagine like a track or a meridian, runs all the way up one line, passes through this way and runs all the way back. So really explore a line of movement in this case. So you can do a kind of full thing like this, where the body moves as one unit, but I want you to really feel like a line waves through the body, pressing from one foot, past the movement into the hips, into the center work, and then into the shoulders, and then back down into the other foot. So really explore this line of connection, runs all the way through, crisscrosses the body in a helix. Good. And this movement, you can start to open out slightly front and back, and slightly laterally. So moving a little bit more freer. Start to come down. Start to roll back a little bit. And in this way, you will increase the tension in the line. So it will allow you to really feel the tension through the connective tissue when you slightly increase the range of movement. That's it. So these lines also become increasingly more complicated as we go. Good.
Great. Yeah, that's it, that's it, that's it. Super. Right.
Okay, the last line, also the strangest line. This is kind of internal. This is an internal direction, moving internally and externally. And you can see this also in a simpler way of opening and closing the body. So in this case, I want you to work by rolling the body inside and then opening the body out this way. So you're going to close the body down here and then open the body out this way. Just start this small movement. So closing the body, opening the body out. Closing the body, opening the body out. Closing, opening, closing, opening. Really get a feel for this one. The best way to feel this is this is really done in the pelvis, in the pelvic, the underfloor, underneath the pelvis, the pelvic floor. You're gonna really close it. So the movement is motivated from here, So again, let the arms just follow, and really start to move the pelvis. So opening, closing, or internal, external. Yeah, and just explore this line.
Good.
That's it. And then really start to expand this movement out. So really closing flexion, opening, full extension at the back. So really cool, opening at the back, and closing down here. So really start to increase the range of movement. Again, playing with the footwork, opening and closing the body. Waving through the whole system. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Nice. Great. Nice. Great. Good.
So in terms of kind of line work, in this case, this is kind of what's known as the functional line. And this one basically is not involved in the limbs, it is involved much more in the center work. So when we're looking at Ukemi, this is one of the key lines. This connection runs all the way into the internal organs. So this is wrapping all the way inside. And in terms of functional line, this is about when we do anything really that involves loading weight through the joint system. So in this case, supporting from the core. And in this case, it's really emphasizing this whole area. So actually hardly anything going on in the legs and hardly anything going in the arm. Really just this feeling of crunching and opening from here. So really, in a sense, this is like an internal movement. So really have the feeling of this connection. These connections wrap all the way in, front and back of the whole center core of the body. And this is the line that connects all the others. So this is the core line, the functional line. Connects later into the front, back, lateral, and spiral lines of the body. And then also into the arm lines, which we'll explore later. Good. Yeah. That's it. Okay, good. So we're going to go through some movements just to stretch the joints, open the joints out again. We're going to start with in the ground. So the first thing, just put one foot down. You kind of roll through the joint. So what I want you to do is first the ankle, the first main joint in the body. Just place all the weight in the opposite foot. And just really roll through the ankle. Really try and maximize the contact. You can play also with the feet, the toes, and also curl the toes underneath. Do this both ways. Do 5 or 6 and then change direction. Use the weight in one body so that you can really allow the joint in the ankle to flex. That's it. Really flex it, open it, and then just change sides. Really opening the joint out. especially with maximize the contact with the ball of the foot. Really roll through it. That's it. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, then we go to the knees. So the first thing, keep the feet down in the ground as much as you can. Keep them in the ground, and you're just going to roll them. So as much as you can, keep the feet down, and move the knees in circles so that you can maintain that connection. You can obviously do this by bigger circles by coming out of the toes, coming out of the heel. But in this case, see if you can really maximize the connection with the ground. Just do 5 or 6 each side, each rotation, and then change side. Really feel. That's it. Good. And then you're going to open the knees out. So you're going to roll down. In this case, bring the heels off the ground, open the joint out, and then roll it back. So you're going to kind of push it forward, roll it out to the side, and then push it back. In this case, you're going forward, side, and then back. Forward, side, back. So coming to the front, opening, pressing back. Just 5, 6. And then what you're going to do is reverse it. So you're going to push back, open out to the back, open out to the sides, and then push forward and roll back. Good. Great. Good. Okay, the next main joint is the hips. So just with the feet again firmly in the ground and just rolling the hips. Bigger circles as you can. Again, try and maximize the contact with the ground. And in terms of the joint, because we're working up the body, try and really use the increased mobility you've got in the ankle and in the knee and maintain the contact in the ground. So again, so as much as I can maintain the foot in the ground, the feet in the ground, and try and really explore the mobility in the joints. Keeping the upper body loose. Good. And just 5 or 6, change direction. Good. Okay, we go to the next joint. This is the shoulder blade. So in this case, what I want you to do is really explore a movement front. You're going to go up, roll to the front, press down, and then roll back. What I want you to do is really visualize like the shoulder blades as one unit. And I want you to really flex them together, really like the hip joints, this idea of opening and closing. I want you to really feel, don't use the shoulders independently, but use the shoulder blade as one kind of piece. So I want you to roll forward rotations, and really emphasize each direction, back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down. And try and really don't do anything with the arms. Do this, motivate the whole movement from the shoulder blades. Got a huge range of motion just in the shoulder blades. It's a really flexible joint system. Good. And then do the same backwards. So you're gonna press down. You're gonna go to the front. You're gonna lift up, and then you're gonna press back. So you go down, forward, up, back, down, forward, up, back. Keeping the elbows as tight to the body as you can. That's good. Okay, and then you're going to use the shoulders just independently. So pressing 1, this time much more flexibly. So introducing the hips, the knees, and really just rolling through to the front. Again, try and keep the elbows kind of tight to the body, just a little bit extension away. But try not to do this with the arms, just the shoulders. Just rolling, rolling. That's it. And then backwards. As if you're going to kind of reach the shoulder to the ear. You're going to brush the ear with the shoulder. Really maximize the movement. Good. Good. Okay, to the head. So in this case, I just want you to use rolling movements with the neck. Just go one way. And you're just going to start very small. What I want you to do is use the eyes to find the direction. So just look around as if there's a fly above your head and it's circling around. And this fly's like starts very close to the head like this. And then it's going to start to circle, spiral out. And I want you to just kind of follow it. Follow it. Just do one direction. And start to really increase the roll in the neck. You'll probably start to hear clicks, cracks, these kind of things. Hopefully they're not painful. You should just loosen the body up. Good. And then just go back to a neutral position. You're going to go the other direction. And again, just start small. Using the eyes, really watching above. And then really start to explore how far you can go. So how much can you see with the head? Good. Okay, just shake out. Shake the whole body out. Good. Okay, we've done nothing with the arms so far. So these are also a kind of movement line that runs through the body. You've got, again, in this case, you've got front line and back line that run through the arms. And in this case, the arm lines are much more complicated than the legs. The legs really just for bearing weight. Yeah, not really much else. So, but in the case of the arms, because we developed into standing, these are much more about facilitating movements. So I do things with them. So the hands, the wrists, the elbows, the shoulder joints, much more complicated than the legs. So in this case, what I want you to do, just play with the arms. You're going to press out as if you're kind of pressing two walls away. This way, really spreading out here, this way. And what I want you to do from here is internally rotate to the back, this way. And this movement from the shoulder, so rotating all the way back, this way. Good. And then just release it down. In this case, just try and avoid the shoulder blade coming out of the joint. We'll explore this a little bit in a few minutes, but in this case, really press out. Keep the shoulder blades back and down here in the body. And then what I want you to do is internally rotate to the back. This way. And really feel these lines tighten as you do the screwing motion with the hands. And then release it down. Just one more time. So you're going to press out, keeping the shoulder blades back and down. And then roll, coil to the back. And again, keeping the shoulder blades tight. Really coil at the maximum you can do. And then release it. In case you're going to roll the hands up this way and do the same thing. You're going to now coil the arms up like this. So you're going to create a kind of arch through the body this way. You can see I just adjust. In this case, you're going to raise the arms up this way, and then you're going to coil them outside this way. So you create a kind of a steeple, like an arc through the body this way. And you can really feel this, hopefully, runs it into the back of the body. So into the lower back, all the way up. Good, and then just release it. Then you're going to raise. Yeah, maximum. Again, keep the shoulder blades down, so don't lift the shoulders up. Keep the shoulder blades back and down. Yeah, sit them into the body, and then rotate the arms out. Just really feel this in the body, all the way in the shoulder blades. Hopefully you reach the lower back with the line. And then release them down. One last time. You're going to raise them above the head. Keep the shoulder blades down. Rotate the hands away. Just stretch into it. And then release the arms down. Good. Okay, just shaking the arms at the top. Really shake them out. So the whole range of mobility. Just circle at the bottom. Good. Okay, so we'll do a kind of stretch for each of these lines. The back line is kind of the easiest one to feel. A lot of you might be familiar with this kind of exercise where you raise the hands and then sink down through the body this way. This way. This kind of flexibility exercise. We're going to use this as a kind of stretch. So the same movement. What I want you to do is stretch the arms up, really stretch up the back line of the body. And what I want you to do is bending the knees. You're going to drop the arms. And in this case, what I want you to do is get to the ground fully flexed, as if the fingers are going to just scrape the ground. And then from here, I want you to continue the arm line and stretch up through the knees so that the arms come back over the body. So you go into full extension with the arms and knees, back to the knees. What I want you to do now is really from the knees, break the arms, break the ground, flex down, stretch up, roll down, keep the arms extended, bend the knees and then straighten the knees, bring the arms up over the back of the head. And then release it back up. Do this really slow. So flexion, touching the ground, straightening the knees, bringing the arms around the back of the head, and then release it back through the knees. We'll just do this 5 times. Stretching down, flex, scrape the hands on the ground, straighten the knees, straighten the arms above the head, and then release it. Good. You can do one more, and I want you to really hold it in when you get to full extension at the back. I want you to really hold the position just a few seconds and really see, really increase the tension through the line, especially the back of the knees into the head, lower back, and then just release it back up. Good. And then you're just going to do 5 very loose. So what I want you to do is like this way, very loose. Just 5. Good. That's it.
Good, good, good. That's it. Nice and loose. Great.
Okay, the next one's the front line. This is easiest done on the ground, so hopefully you can see. I'll do this way. This is really going to stretch the front line. So you'll know this from yoga. This is like a cat stretch. So you're going to come up, stretch up this way, keeping the legs, the thighs on the ground, and just stretch up. What I want you to do is start this. We do this in 5, and I want you to incrementally. I want you to raise up through the arm. So you're going to each time, with the joint in the arm, go from flexion, and then the next round, number 2, increase the extension in the arm. Back into the ground, flex more, extend more. Come back to flexion, and then extend more. So you're going to kind of gradually build this up to a full stretch. Yeah, just start by raising up off the ground. Very little extension in the arm. And then find your way to the ground, release it. And then stretch up a little bit more extension in the arm. A little bit more there. And just hold it. And then go back down. And then up again, increase the extension. A bit more. And back down. Almost at full extension in the arm. Just a little bit. Good. Back down. And then really open out, full extension with the arms. Full extension with the really looking up. And really feel this back line, the front line of the body. Roll all the way into the sides of the neck. Release it. I'm just going to do a few more. The full extension, rolling up through the front of the body, using it to just increase the tension through the line. Now, rolling up, stretching up. Okay, the other way you can feel this line, right, is here. Have the arms and the feet extended, and what you're going to do is raise them off the ground. So you raise your hands up off the ground, and you raise their feet off the ground, like a Superman. So you're down on the ground, relax. And what I want you to do is, as if from the center line, the center of the body, I want you to pull the body. This is like bowing the body. So bring up and then I'm really relaxing. So stretch, tighten the line, and then release it. Stretch, tighten the line, release it. One more time, stretch all the way into the front, and then release. Good. If that's kind of easy for you, what I want you to do is to really find the line. You find the backs of the feet, like this way. And what I want you to do is from the ground, really from the center, stretch up and bow the body up. This is too difficult, stick to the last exercise. But if you can just feel this line, you really bow the body up and then release it down. Stretch up, motivate this movement from the core. So from the core, stretch up, roll up the body. That's it. Good. And then down. Stretch up. If you can get to full extension, you can kind of rock the body. Good. If you're not at full extension, you can't do this. So you really need to tighten the line to do it. Good. And then just release it. Good. Okay. Just shake off a little bit.
Good. Okay, so the lateral line, let's see.
It's kind of familiar with, so you're going to kind of roll over this way, to the line this way. We're going to do it slightly differently. What I want you to do is really press the this foot down into the ground. So the hand, the same foot and hand, I want you to really press that foot into the ground. So don't allow it to leave the ground. This is to really find this line, tighten it, and stretch it. So what I want you to do is press that foot into the ground and motivate the movement from that foot. So stretch up all the way over, flex the whole body this way, and really press firmly into this foot. Stretch all the way over, and then just release it. Stretch, really reach up, stretch the line, press through the back foot, and then really roll down the body this way. Using the opposite hand just to roll down the thigh. Good. One more time. Just stretch right up, roll over to the other side. That's it. Good. Good. And then you're going to do this stretch up through the body this way, and then with the hand that's on the thigh this way, I want you to stretch it up. So release that hand to increase the tension in the line, and then release it back down to the leg. Hand up, down, release, raise the hand up, and down, release. Good, and just release the whole thing. You can do the other side. So again, press into the opposite foot, stretch up the arm, roll the body over to the side. Back. You reach out, press from the opposite foot, roll the body over. And back. Stretch up, roll over. And again, you're going to raise up, stretch up all the way to the side. And then with the opposite hand on the thigh, just reach it up to increase the strength. Rolling over, reach up off the ground. Stretch. One more time. Good. Okay. Good. The next line is spiral. What we're going to do is have the feet down like this. You're going to stretch the arms out, and you're going to bend this way. So, in this case, try and keep this line tight here. Open the body out. So reaching towards the foot, stretching the body up. Reach out. Now left hand, the right foot. Roll down, fall, reach the ground, stretch the body up. Coming back, rolling out, stretch the body up. Coming back, Stretch the body out. Left hand, right foot. One more time. Right hand, left foot. Stretch out, left hand, right foot. Okay. Shake the whole body out. Good. We're just going to do one last stretch and then we'll finish. We're a little bit over time. You're going to come down to the ground this way. So you're going to go into kind of 90 squat, lunge with the legs. This is also increased, find the spiral line. With the right hand, so my left foot's down, my right hand's going to go down into the ground this way. And then what I'm going to do with the left arm is spiral over this way. So spiral over the top, find the ground, and you're going to really roll out the back this way. The back, so placing the right arm on the ground, and then using the left arm out to really spiral through this whole line of the leg, up, cross into the body, and then to the opposite hand, really spiral over and up through the back. So you can really increase the flexibility. And then one more time. Bring the hand in the ground and then really spiral through the whole body. Just to kind of counterbalance that, you're going to bring the right arm, just spiral over to the other side very lightly. One more time, just spiraling over. Okay, and then just change sides. So right foot down. Here, you're going to this time put the left hand down. The right arm coils over, reaches and spirals. Open the core. Good. And the left hand can really increase the flexibility. Roll down, spiral, open, you can back. Again, just to kind of counter it, go from the left arm, just coiling over the other side. Okay, good. Okay, good. Just shake the whole body out from the hips. Just try and really get into the hip joint. Shake it out. The arms. Good. Okay, we'll finish this session and then we'll go into the next in a few minutes. Oh, we'll start a little bit later, so I'll be here. I'll stay in the room. Come back at kind of 10 or just after the hour, and we'll try and get started as soon as possible. Okay? Good. We'll bow out for this session. Hey, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Good. Okay. Take a quick break. Water, coffee, whatever you like.